Gentlemen, there's absolutely nothing better than finding a fragrance that you absolutely love, right? And the first time you get a compliment, it's like game over, you win. So for me at Aventus, that was the compliment killing fragrance that I got that changed everything for me, honestly. Because when I wore that, not only did I get a ton of compliments, I felt more confident. And that's really the thing that a fragrance can do. It's not just about smelling amazing, it's about the confidence you have by wearing it. Today, guys, what I want to do is go over a few tips and tricks that I have learned over the past few years of actually developing and manufacturing fragrances to help you make it last longer and project better. All right, guys, so the first tip to make your fragrance last longer is to stop applying it right after the shower. So there are a ton of videos out there that are talking about, hey, the best time to apply your fragrance is right after the shower, right? You get out, your pores are open, spray it on, it's going to absorb in. But then I started thinking and doing a little bit of research myself. I'm like, wait a second, isn't the concept not to have the fragrance soak into your body, to actually sit on top of the skin in order to last longer and project better? And then I started to experiment. If you want your fragrance to last longer, gentlemen, and project better, the fragrance should be the last thing you apply before actually leaving for the day, all right? And so what I'd recommend is after the shower, towel dry, and then apply your moisturizer, which is the second tip. It's all about hydrating your skin in order to allow that fragrance to sit on top and project and last better, not soak in, right? If your skin is dry, that fragrance is going to soak in and not last as long. Now, the one thing I would like to tell you, if you are going to be using a moisturizer, you need to make sure you're looking for one that is fragrance-free. One of the mistakes that absolutely kills your fragrance's ability to smell incredibly sexy is by layering different fragrances on top of each other. This includes body washes. This includes deodorant. But another super cool hack with your moisturizer, guys, if you want it to smell like that signature scent, take your signature scent and apply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squirts into your unscented moisturizer. Then you just gotta shake it up really well in order to mix it up. But then what you're going to find is that that moisturizer is actually going to smell like the fragrance that you're actually wearing. It puts the lotion on the skin that smells like Pete and Pedro King. Now that is cool. You gotta try it, I'm telling you. This is one of the coolest hacks out there, and it's a great way to add your favorite fragrance to an unscented moisturizer or body lotion, all right? So the next tip I'd like to give you in terms of making your fragrance project better, last longer, and you smelling better than all your boys is to wear an EDP fragrance. All right, so as you guys know, there are different types of fragrances, and really it boils down to the intensity or the strength of the fragrance. It's going to be determined by how much of the oils are actually put into the bottle, all right? What I'd recommend is at least go with an EDP fragrance, all right? EDP stands for Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum. Parfum? I'm better at Spanish. Now, typically, EDP fragrances are going to last a lot longer. They're going to project better, but they are going to typically be a little bit more expensive. And it kind of makes sense because they're putting more of the fragrance in the bottle, and so it's going to be more expensive. You know, the thing that we did at Pete and Pedro, we made all 4 of our fragrances EDPs, all right? Now, the first fragrance we came out with was Rebel, that is inspired by Aventus. Rebel isn't a direct copy or clone of Aventus, but it was heavily, heavily, heavily inspired. If you like Aventus, you're gonna love Rebel. Essentially, I was tired of paying $350 to smell amazing. I don't like to brag too much, a little bit, but we crushed it with our fragrances. Rebel has been getting just rave reviews. Everybody has been digging this fragrance. It is a game changer. And like I said, it's under $50 as opposed to $350. And recently, we have just dropped our newest addition to the Pete and Pedro fragrance family, and that is Villain, inspired by Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Villain is manly sexiness, gentlemen. Bottom line, this fragrance is so good, we crushed it so bad, you are absolutely gonna love it. And once again, guys, under $50 freaking dollars. Here's the deal, guys. If you are looking to try an incredible fragrance, I'm gonna link all of the Pete and Pedro EDP fragrances down below, all right? Now, the deal is, if you wanna grab just one, but we also sell them in sets, which is a better deal. Guys, if you're looking to take it to the next level, what I recommend is grab all 4 of them. It's a great way to really round out your fragrance collection regimen and not wear the same fragrance every single day. Guys, if you want to check out Villain or any of the Pete and Pedro fragrances, I'm going to link to them down below. There's also going to be a limited time discount code. What I'd recommend is grab one. If you want to grab the set, you can grab like multiple fragrances, guys. It's a great way to build a fragrance collection. But if you guys are not ready to pull the trigger, we also sell Hero, Rebel, and King in the deluxe samples. But regardless of which fragrance you grab, know this, you are going to smell incredible. Guys, so the next tip in order to have your fragrance last longer is making sure that you apply it to your pulse points, all right? But before applying your pulse points, gentlemen, a little Vaseline. This is my #1 hack to make your fragrance last longer, all right? The whole idea and premise is to get a little Vaseline and apply it to the areas on your body that you're gonna be spraying the fragrance, all right? The whole reason is because the Vaseline then is going to sit basically on top of the skin. You apply the fragrance is not gonna be able to soak in. Little dab of Vaseline acts as a barrier, preventing your fragrance from actually soaking in. It's going to sit then on top of the skin, on top of the pulse points, where it's going to be able to last a lot longer and project a lot better. One place you should never, ever, ever spray fragrance, you're going to be like, your clothes? No, actually, I'm going to get to that in a second, is your hair, right? A lot of guys I've been seeing online are saying, yo, spray it on your hair or apply it to a comb and brush it through your hair. Alcohol. Fragrance essentially is alcohol and oil, right? You do not ever want to spray alcohol onto your hair, all right? Regardless of if it lasts and it sticks and whatever, you don't want to dry your hair out. That is one of the things that will absolutely damage your hair. Now, let's talk about spraying it on your clothes, all right? A lot of people, even myself, have been like, yo, don't do it. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Now, here's the deal. You're like, wait a second, Alpha. Everybody's saying never apply it to your clothes because you're going to stain it. So here's the trick. Do not apply it too closely to your clothes. Now, 12 to 18 inches away, guys, give yourself a little spritz and walk it. Yeah, the little like, you're like, yeah, do it. Do it, gentlemen. I say do it because the truth is, I will literally spray one squirt on my shirt and then like 2 days later, I'll smell it. It still smells like the fragrance. All right, so the deal is, guys, if you want to spray it on your clothes, do it. Just make sure you're not doing it too close. If you're wearing something like super fine wools or silks, you may want to not do this, but for regular cotton things, like do it. I know that everybody says never spray it on your clothes. I know they say that. But I literally have never stained my clothes, ever. And I spray fragrance on my clothes, and it's never stained it. And so my thinking is that it probably won't stain yours, and it's a great way to smell like your fragrance longer, all right? I literally will pick up a shirt I sprayed, like 2-3 days later, I'll smell it and be like, damn, it still smells like my fragrance. Gentlemen, whatever. Do what you want. I'm just telling you what I do. Something you should never do, however, that I've definitely done doing this video is over-apply your fragrance, all right? The one thing I would like to leave you with is, even though you can't smell it, doesn't mean other people can't. At first, when you apply your fragrance, you're like, yeah, I smell amazing. Your senses can pick it up and they're like, yo, you smell amazing. But your senses are like, yo, I can't handle this amount of amazingness all day. It's gonna make me like freak out. And so what happens? Your senses have to go to work doing other things. And so they're like, yo, I'm gonna chill out and not pick up on the fact that you smell so fucking awesome. You still smell freaking amazing, but you can't necessarily smell it as well as you did when you first sprayed it on. It doesn't mean you don't smell amazing. So do not reapply 67 squirts, all right? If you want to apply 1, possibly 2 later in the day, okay, but not before like 7 hours. Think of it like a sexiness booster shot, right? Later in the day, you want to apply 1, possibly 2 to give yourself a little extra smell and good action. Do it, but just make sure you're not going crazy, because the truth is you still smell amazing even though you can't smell that you smell amazing. And that's it, gentlemen. A few of my favorite fragrance wearing hacks to make the fragrance you're rocking rock a little longer, a little harder, a little better. Speaking of rocking, gentlemen, if you want to rock a little bit of Villain, I'm going to link to it down below. There's also going to be that limited time discount code. This stuff is sick and sexy.